Randall McCoy Museum, Liberty, Kentucky. Fred and Sheila McCoy. You can go to fredmccoy.com or Hatfield's McCoy's Museum.com for all the information. This is another segment of Keeping It Real. This is where we correct statements, books, videos, things that we've heard, and we make a correction to them. And it's up to you to believe the party that you want to believe or what you heard. Now, this person here, what they said was that, and this was a historian, an actual historian that has a job as a historian. And this is a simple fact that any historian especially should know, but he says that Randall McCoy was taken prisoner and spent the next 2 years and something in a prison camp, POW camp in Ohio. And that's not correct. Maybe that's small potatoes to some people. Up here is one of Randall McCoy's Civil War papers, row of prisoners of war. And this is received at Camp Douglas, Illinois during the month of August, 1863. This is the book, one of the books that Sheila and I have written, almost 900 pages. And in that book, there's 3 Civil War documents. Now, remember that when Randall McCoy and Devil Anse Hatfield was in the Civil War, nobody knew that 150 years later they was going to be famous for fighting America's bloodiest feud. So there would have been no reason to falsify any records. There would have been no reason, we've done a video on this before, but there would be no reason for us to say anything. Randall or Devil Anse Hatfield's height on his Civil War records is 5'6". Randall McCoy's record, height on his Civil War record was actually 6 foot. So that's two things that we have already made a video on and corrected. And again, it may seem minor to some people, but that's the way that it was before any newspaper articles got a hold of it, before any historians or book writers, and that's the facts. You can't argue with Civil War records. They are what they are. Now, these 3 records, I don't know if you could see them in that book, if it was clear enough for you or not, but this first record here says that Randall McCoy was taken prisoner of war on July the 8th. It says that he was received in Camp Chase, Ohio, on July the 20th. That's 1863. It says that he was transferred on the 20th, and then this paper over here says that he was received at Camp Douglas, Illinois on July the 24th. There it is. Camp Douglas, Illinois on July the 24th. I just noticed something while I was going over that makes me bring up another point. But he was taken prisoner July the 8th. He was received at Camp Douglas, Ohio on July the 20th. So where this historian says that he spent the next 2 years or something in Ohio in a POW camp, he's incorrect. 4 days later, after he got to Ohio, they put him on a train and transferred him to Camp Douglas, Illinois, which was one of the worst prison camps in the nation. Look over here at this next thing I was noticing while I was reading those 2. And here's his final discharge. Randall McCoy tells what date he was captured, and July the 8th, and he was received on July the 22nd, it says here, at Camp Douglas, Illinois. But look right here. Date discharged, June the 16th, 1865. And that's when, so from 63 to 65, 2.5 years he spent in prison camp in Camp Douglas, Illinois, which very few people lived through it because of disease, tuberculosis, pneumonia, the weather, the cold winds. It was just a horrible place to be, and he made it. He lived through it. And then everybody wonders why he feels hard at Devil Anse Hatfield because Devil Anse Hatfield deserted in the heat of battle. And I mean, that's enough to make a person feel hard when you're fighting beside of somebody and they say, hey, I'm going home. Want to go with me? Well, no, I signed up to fight. I can't leave the rest of these guys here. I'm not trying to make a hero out of Randall McCoy, but I mean, that's basically what you got. They have taken a hero during this Hatfield-McCoy feud in the Civil War and turned him into a zero, and a zero that spent less than 6 months in the Civil War and turned him into a hero. I was listening to a video this morning, and the YouTuber says that Devil Anse I'll tell you what, let's cover that in another video.
Okay.
We're going to end this video. This is Keeping It Real with Fred and Sheila McCoy. Talk to you later.